Good morning and welcome to Yoga at Holly Kai. I'm Deborah Koehn and I'm happy that you're here to join us this morning for yoga here in our beautiful yoga space. What I'd like you to do is just everybody sit down and let your spine come up nice and long, and let's take a few breaths together because as soon as we start breathing, we will connect more intricately with each other, and we'll connect with a higher source and with our bodies, and so the breath is pretty magical. All right, so we're going to breathe in and out through our nose. We have two sides of our nose and we have two lungs, right? So when we breathe in the two sides of our nose, and we breathe into two lungs, and you can either watch or you can close your eyes. And then let's expand the ribs a little bit after that first in-breath and see if we can breathe in a little bit more. And then let's let that breath all the way out. Really long out breath. Let it feel it dripping out of your fingers. And then a small in-breath through your nose into two lungs. And let's widen the ribs out. Really widen your ribs so that you can breathe in a little bit more. And just for a moment, let that breath concentrate into the cells. And then exhale slowly. Let it drip out of your body like compost, taking out all of the tension out of the body back into the earth. And one more time. So breathing in, two sides of the nose into your two lungs. Gentle breath. Widen your ribs a little bit, like you're puffing out your rib cage. Breathe in a little bit more to fill that space. Hold that breath for just a moment so it can travel through the cells. And then let's exhale slowly. Really exhale, releasing your shoulders, your arms, any tension in your neck, all the way out to the bottom of the breath. Okay, so let's just wake up the spine as we're sitting here just for a moment. Take your right hand over your left knee. Okay, be careful twisting with your lower back. Okay, so that's my sister Kim. Okay, so take your right hand over your left leg, left hand behind you, lift up through your spine, and then just gently turn. So from the base of your spine all the way through your spine, look over your left shoulder. Breathe out. Breathe in one more time. Fill the lungs up and breathe out. And breathe in again. Come back to center. Breathing out. And then breathe in. Right hand behind you, left hand over your knee. Breathe out. Breathe in again, lift up through your spine. And feel each vertebrae turning on the one above it and the one below it. All the way from your belly to your neck. All the way to the top of your head. Breathing in and breathing out. And another breath in and coming back to center. Okay, so let's stand up. We're all feeling a little bit pulled in different directions, even though we're grounded into our own homes. Maybe you might not feel so grounded. So let's do this. Take your feet and embodying this, like actually getting into our bodies and our breath is magical because it automatically will start to calm the mind because the nervous system will switch from our sympathetic, which is our go, fight, flight, freeze, what's going on, what are we going to do with our lives, to there's hope, and we're all together, and there's love. So it's the love that's going to heal all of this. So let's let us all feel this as we ground into Mother Earth with our feet. So loving the earth, loving our feet, loving the connection into the earth. Stretch your toes and ground down. And then as if you were a tree, as if the circle where your feet meet the earth was the trunk of a tree, feel from your inner arches and your inner legs, feel the energy lifting all the way up, 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 and then take your arms out to the sides. So bring your arms out to the sides like the branches of a tree. And breathing in, turn up your palms. And since your palms are attached to your lower arms, watch your lower arms or feel your lower arms turning up. Breathe out here for a moment. Now breathe in again. let your upper arms turn up now. Your upper arms are connected to your lower arms. And then breathe out all the way to your fingertips. And then let your upper arms turn up into your chest. So it's rolling your chest up. It might even bring your diaphragm muscle up here, which helps to lift your rib cage. And then breathe out all the way into your fingertips. So one more breath in from your heart, your lungs, spreading the love out through your arms, spreading it into your fingertips. Big in-breath. And then widen your back as you breathe out into your fingers again. Widen your back. Feel like wings spreading. Freedom. Inner body freedom. Now can you turn just your palms down? Just your palms. Let everything else be lifting and opening. And then let your arms come down to the sides of your body. And as your arms come down, it's like compost going into the earth to help the tree rise. Yeah? Okay, so let's do that one more time. Breathe in, bring your arms out to the sides. And breathe out here. Turn up your lower arms, upper arms, all the way into your chest. And then bring that breath all the way up over your head. Big in-breath. Breathe out. So turn up your palms, and as you feel your fingers stretching, stretch your toes. And as you feel the centers of your palms open, feel the centers of your feet open even more down into the earth. And give yourself a few breaths there. So this earth is a crazy, amazing, beautiful place that's revealing itself more now because it's so clean now. The air is clean, the oceans are cleaning, everything's quiet. So feel yourself grounding down into the earth, and the next in-breath, take an out breath, and I'm going to mirror you. So I'm going to say go to your right, and I'm going to be going to my left. So we're going to go to the right, and we're going to take a couple of breaths in and out here. And I want you to feel the sides of your bodies lengthening. So the sides of your bodies lengthening. So the rib cage, the side of the rib cage is breathing itself open so that the lungs have more space to breathe. And our lungs are super important now. And then breathing in, come up to the center again, and then breathe out, really extend now the right side body. Now your arms should be right next to your ears. If you're down with your arms forward, or you're collapsing into your front of your body here, see if you can lift up a little bit more so you have more space in the lungs to breathe, more space in the ribs to breathe. Can you continue that breath for a couple more breaths? Good, one more breath. Coming on up, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, turn up your palms all the way out to the side. And turn down your palms and let your arms flow down to the sides of your body. The tilling of the soil of the root chakra. So when we move in this area of the body, we are moving all the flesh, we're moving the muscles, we're moving the bones, and we're making this area of the body more ready to plant seeds of possibility, maybe we can say. Because when this is all hardened and tight, how can you plant seeds? How can you have new ideas or creativity? So we're going to move where the sacrum sits between the pelvic bones, and we're going to move around, and we're going to feel all of this freeing up. Move closer so you guys can see. And then since these branches start in our deep belly, we're going to start reaching like a banyan tree that grows its roots back down into the earth. The branches come and they reach back to the earth. And we're going to grow a downward facing dog pose. We're going to wiggle, we're going to keep this wiggling going. We're going to free up the whole lower belly, the whole area in our pelvis. We're going to start to lengthen up through the vertebrae in our spine like the trunk of the tree growing, creating space between each vertebrae. So each vertebrae is going to have a little bit of space between it, and then you reach the area where the rib cage meets the spine. So here, I can show you a little bit with Forrest. Each vertebrae reaching until he reaches into his arms. So from the spine, through the rib cage, into the arms, into the fingers, So let everything move. Let it be organically grown. No GMO here. Stretch the fingers, let the head and the neck go. And then we're going to slowly walk our feet towards our hands. So wherever you get to where you can stand up easily, you're going to come back up, turn up the palms, keep the back nice and wide. Keep it wide so that when you lean back, you also lift with the base of your skull here. So you lift here so you're not dropping your head back. Lift here and reach back. Big in-breath. And then we're going to come back to center. So here's a prayer bringing all this heavenly influence, bringing us back to our hearts. So we're gathering it all up and bringing it back to our hearts. So I want to show you something just briefly here. Forrest, would you come up here for me, please? I'm going to make Forrest do a downward facing dog pose for you, and I just want to show you something. So just watch for a moment, because this is important. We're going to do a couple more downward facing dog poses, because I feel like it's a very, for the use of our time, it's probably the best thing that I can have you do. It inverts you, it gets some blood flow to our brains. We're not, it gets some circulation of the breath through the whole body, not just into the feet. We get it moving from the feet all the way up to the head. So I'm going to use the top of the legs to draw back with a strap. So you can do this if you have a strap, and if you don't, I just want you to see what happens here. So Kathy, you want to help me? Okay. So just want you to see here. So bend your knees a little, Forrest. So you can all do this when you do the pose. You can I just want you to see this visual. Bend your knees and lift your hips way up. Okay, good. Now lift up your chest. He's doing it better now because we practiced it now. You got to do it the wrong way. So lift up your chest and then walk your hands as far forward as you can. So see how much new length he gets in here? Now just drop your head down. Yeah. So this is what we're looking for, is we're looking for the hips moving up and back so that all these vertebrae in the spine can let go, 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 all the way to his head, and the whole side of the body can relax, because that allows the whole cellular structure in the body to start to release all this tension, all the stuff that's going on. Okay? So go ahead. Thank you so much. This way this time. And we're going to start in child's pose and go back to child's pose. So let's go this way. Reach your arms forward. Can you guys see me okay? Yeah? Okay. Reach your arms forward. Wiggle your hips around a little bit so that your tilled root chakra here is grounding. And then you're really reaching into your fingers. And then ground your hands down. Don't move them from where they are. Tuck under your toes, and then let yourself lift with your hips into your downward facing dog pose this time, and go back into wiggling around a little bit so that your hips are lifting and you're feeling the freedom in your pelvis before you become a more quiet pose. Move the pose around a little bit until you feel so that you feel the area around the sacrum releasing. So you feel the vertebrae in the spine releasing. Yeah, and stretch through every finger, every single finger. Stretch through it like these are little finer roots that are going down into the earth. So really feel the stretching into each finger. Feel the lengthening through the bones in your arms all the way up into your spine. Feel the spreading of your back. A lot of times people will sink their back body this way. Spread your back like big wings. And then lift your hips up away from your hands. Strong and soft. Okay, and then walking our feet again towards our hands. Until your feet are at a place under you where you can stand up. And again, gather all of this beautiful energy that we're having now. It's a little bit lighter. We're a little bit more hopeful. Offering it all up. And then going back to our hearts. Bring your arms up. Reach back a little bit like we did before. Broaden the back. Now feel this diaphragm open. Feel this area opening and widening. Big in-breath. Okay, this time we're going to bend our knees as we come back past our heart with our hands. We're going to bend our knees and we're going to let the lower back go. Let the lower back go. So be careful, Kimmy, on this one too. Hands go onto the earth. And let's reach back with the right leg all the way to the back of the mat and the left leg all the way to the back of the mat. So let's get some strength going here. We need some strength and stability these days, right? So press down through your hands and make your arms like tree trunks and press your heels back. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, take your knees to the floor, come onto the tops of your feet, and let's have a little gratitude going here. So thankful, we're bowing, thankful, our head, our heart, and our belly, and we're going to breathe in. And then we're going to push on our hands again, straighten your arms like tree trunks, come back to your knees, tuck under your toes, and then come back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog pose. Oh, let your head go. So here at the base of your skull, right here, really let go into this area. So this whole tension in the neck can release. In your solar plexus area here where your diaphragm is, let go. Let it go. Let this plexus of nerves relax. Let go of your lower back. Soften. So even though it looks like we're static, let's be soft. You know, we're strong and soft is what we need right now in this world. Strong and soft. Okay, and then walking our feet again towards our hands until your feet are at a place under you where you can stand up. And again, gather all of this beautiful energy that we're having now. It's a little bit lighter. We're a little bit more hopeful. Offering it all up. And then going back to our hearts. Let's step our feet apart. And you might want to turn your mats because we're going to do a long ways. The mat is going to be lengthways because we're going to do some triangle poses and some poses that require us to be long on our mat this way. Okay, so let's take I'm going to say right, you're going to do right, I'm doing left, so I'm mirroring you, right? Okay, so we're going to turn our right foot parallel to the mat and our left toes in towards the center. Again, arms out to the side, breathe in. And breathe out, relax. Turn up the palms, breathe in. And come all the way up. Oh, lengthen that whole right side body again. Let this all open. And then as you breathe out, let the two arms follow each other around. So through the heart, arm to arm, come all the way around to your triangle pose. Beautiful, you guys. Yeah. So we're going to take a few breaths here and feel that the heart space expands in the front and the back, right? We also have a liver here. We have a spleen here. We have a couple kidneys in the back. Yeah, we have all of our intestines and our organs of digestion and reproduction. So as we breathe, you know, we need to have that juicy prana to keep this all healthy. So give ourselves a few breaths here. Broaden into the back of your liver, spleen, kidneys, intestines, everything. Broaden into the back of them so you're not just arching forward. So breathe into the back. A few times through your nose. Okay, and breathing in, we're going to come back up again. We're going to reach back again, and this time walk your front foot a little bit forward, and then bend the knee, and as the knee bends, reach back into the back foot. As the knee bends, reach back into the back foot to protect this knee. So we have the past back there, we have the future out there, but all we have really right now is really an everlasting momentary presence that we've been given as a gift. So we can really learn to ground into the past. We know what's there. We don't know quite what the future's like yet, but we do know right here in our own bodies. Okay, so bring this arm up and turn up your palm again. So you should feel with your palm up that this whole side body is extending through your rib cage. Open both hands. Open the center of the hands. the center of the heart, and the center of the feet. They all connect up with each other. So as you breathe, feel the center of your hands, the center of your feet, the center of your heart, and breathe here. Now, can you roll your deep belly on this right side up off of your leg? And then roll the left lung up and open. And then broaden your back even more. Yeah, so we're filling ourselves up with new life force, with new energy. We're going to forget the old because it's not going to be there anymore. Okay, now we're going to come up to star. We're rooted into the earth and we're reaching for the heavens. We're rooted into the earth and we're reaching for the heavens. Here we are, mankind, right? So, I mean, I'm looking out at the most rarefied blue sky and the most beautiful water right now. And you know, this whole planet has this. So we're going to go to Mother Earth. So we have 5 minutes here, I've just been told, on this section. Here's the Mother Earth. Yeah. We're going to breathe in. We're going to connect earth to heavens. Yeah, so the beautiful stars. So we live in a pretty big, amazing universe. So let's remember that. We're a little planet in a huge universe with all this stuff going on. And now things are quiet, so we can feel that a little bit more. So breathing here. Being grateful that Mother Earth gets some spa days right now. She's getting a rest. She's shaking off all of us bad children who have done so much that we've been like, I don't know, a little bit spoiled, I think. Breathing in and breathing out. She's getting a chance to rest from everything. And then let your right arm come down on your right leg. And let's reach. So as the left leg roots down, reach away. And then make a big circle like we're holding our planet. I did this yesterday practicing, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, here is our beautiful planet, and it's like all around it, it's clean now. It's like the air around the entire planet is cleaning up. Wow. Okay, so then we're gonna go to the other side. Reach, turn up your palms. Reach from the grounded right foot all the way into the hand. And hold our planet again. One more time. So here we are. Okay, Mother Earth, have your rest when you can. Reaching. And again. Holding here. And reaching. And then let's come back. So really stretch your toes. Really feel yourself going down into the soil, to the amethyst, to the crystals, to the rose quartz, to the turquoise, to the amazing things this earth has. So feel yourself rooting down into it, and feel your fingertips moving up into the planets and the stars. And this is such an amazing place we live. So feel that. Feel all that beauty and let it just flow through you, fingertips to toe tips. Turning your left foot now towards the left, right toes in towards the center. Reach up. We may have to finish this in the next section, but let's see. And then breathe out. So we're kind of like a kaleidoscope. We're sort of moving in all these patterns around a center, right? Here's our heart in the center. We have our upper 3 chakras that connect us with the heavens, and we have our lower 3 chakras which connects us to the earth, right? We have our earth chakra, our water, and our fire, and then we have air and space, right? So root us down into the earth, reaching up again, breathe in. Move the front foot forward, bend your knee, arm comes down, upper arm turns up, palm goes up, widen into the back of your organs, all these beautiful organs that are doing all this amazing work for us right now. Breathe into your heart, into your lungs, into your liver, into your spleen, into your kidneys, fill them all up in the back. Lift your deep belly on that left side, up off of your leg, roll your upper lung open, broaden your back again, breathe. Acknowledge the past in your back foot. Be curious about the future in your front knee. And be present. Good. And then I think we're ending here for this part. Breathing in. And then let's just come back. So let's just bring all of this energy down into the earth. It's like we're composting anything we want to let go of. Let's try it again. Compost. Let go. Whew. Everything from the body, everything from around us, everything that we're hearing on the news, everything that everybody's telling us. Ground down, ground down. She says we have 1 more minute. on this part. So then we can come back to our heart, have a few breaths, and go gather some blankets, pillows, whatever for some restorative yoga now, because we'll meet you back here in just a few minutes for some restoration. Okay, now we're going to sit. You see me okay? Let's stretch our legs straight out in front of us. And you see my feet, open my bottoms of my feet up. So this is going to be just like if we were standing on the earth. When we're standing up, we're spreading this whole surface of the feet into the beautiful earth. And we're going to do the same things with our hands. Hands and feet are super similar, kind of cool things in these crazy bodies we have. And then press down through the hands. So just like when we were in downward facing dog pose, press through the hands, lift up through the bones in the arms, and spread your back open. Breathe into the back of your lungs. Let's keep remembering we have these inner organs because they really need our help right now. They really do. So let's rejuice them. So breathe in, yeah, thanks Aaron, that's good. So breathe into the back of the body, the back of the lungs, liver, spleen, kidneys, everything. A few breaths here. And as you're breathing, the diaphragm is moving. The vagus nerve sends the energy up, sends the messages up into the brain to say, this girl is asking us to please shift from being stressed. So let's do it. Okay, one more breath in and out through the nose, into the lungs, spreading ribs, spreading diaphragm. Breathing out and composting. Compost, 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 compost. Good. And then relax. And then bend your right knee. And then let the leg drop out to the side from the hip, only as far as it goes where the knee feels okay. You guys feel good? Yeah. Okay. Now, let's move this leg around a little. I don't want you to try to push this knee down and the hip resists and it hurts the knee. Just go wherever it goes. Pick up this foot and let's just wiggle around a little bit. So this is a little more tilling of the root chakra and letting the roots receive some of the, we've been moving, so we've got the water element in the body. If you would see what the fascia looks like under a microscope, our connective tissue, it's got little fractal tentacles. Okay, now let's straighten this leg here. It's got little fractal tentacles, like little lines that have little droplets of water going through them. And it's amazing. So we're hydrating ourselves, yeah? Okay, so let's hold the leg however we can hold it easily. Can you see my head? Yes. Okay. So let's move the feet around. I can't from here. And feel how when you move your foot, feel how your calf moves. Talk about everything being connected to everything else. That bird was just reminding me because my dad always said, Deb was telling me that my toe was connected to my head and I never believed it until I started doing yoga. But if you, as soon as you move your feet, can you feel the movement under your calf? Well, that same movement is going up into your hamstrings, into your quads, into your belly. Just can't feel it as grossly, but it's happening. I'm sorry, left hand over your right leg, right? Wherever it goes, foot, leg. And then we're going to put your hand behind you on the right side and start to twist. So Kimmy, again, be careful with this with your lower back, but just gently start to twist. Stretch out through the bottom of your feet. Open your hands, because again, the center of your hands, the center of the bottom of the foot, and the heart all connect up with each other. The center of the bottom of the foot takes the energy from the earth. The center of the hand takes the energy from the universe, and it brings it all to the heart, and the heart brings it back. So open it all up and we're turning. So breathe in. Each vertebrae in the spine lifts up a little bit, and each vertebrae in the spine turns a little bit as you look over your right shoulder. Long neck. And then drop this foot down, and then use your arm to wrap around your leg. So we're going to continue this twist. Continue opening your foot like you're standing up. I'm going to have him lift his kidneys in and up. Yeah. Which will open his diaphragm, lift his heart, lift his lungs. And then I'm going to ask him to spread the top of his lungs a little wider as he breathes. Good. Nice. Now, this you'll have to listen to for a moment. This is a really beautiful way to balance the nervous system, kind of a tricky way. So even though we're turning, you have to listen to the directions, and then after a couple times it will make sense. So as you breathe in, you're going to lift up through your spine, and you breathe out. The outer body, the external body, is of course turning to the right. But can you let the inner body, like an inner spiral, go back around to the left? So let's breathe in, lift up through the spine. And as you breathe out, outer body goes right, inner body relaxes left. So breathe in, lift up through the spine. And as you breathe out, outer body turns right, and from your root chakra, through your belly, through your solar plexus, through your heart, through your throat, all the way up to the top of your head, there's an internal spiral that's opposing the external spiral. And you're relaxing into the center. So one more time. Breathe in, lift up through the spine. As you breathe out, outer body right, inner body relaxes left, all the way through the whole body, belly to top of head. And then the inner body leads you back to center. That spiral brings you back to center. And then you can straighten your two legs out. So what we just did there is we balanced the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system by creating the opposite. It's like the DNA or the helix. We came into the center of it all. Use this technique. If you start feeling a little bit off balance, if you have to trying to bring yourself back to center, breathe in, reach up through the spine, and then as you turn externally one direction and release the other direction, the pharmacy starts sending out calming neurotransmitters. And I've talked to neuroscientists. I'm really passionate about neuroscience right now, especially because I feel like it's going to really help us get through these times, because the science and spirituality coming together is super important right now. So from what I can gather, it has something to do with the vagus nerve and stimulating it, which is the calming, restoring, reducing part of our nervous system. So I think you can probably all feel it. I mean, I've done this in a room with 100 people, and it's like giving everybody Valium. It's like everybody comes out of the pose, turns around, and they're all like, what just happened? So, okay. Bend the left knee now. And just give us a couple seconds to lift up through our spine and let the knee drop out to the side. But don't hurt the knee because the hip resists. Just go as far as the knee goes naturally. And then we're going to pick up the foot and just move around a little bit. Because, you know, the two places we get kind of bound up are here in our, our hips and our pelvis and our lower back, and then in our neck and our shoulders. And funny thing, there's nerve plexuses in both those points. And then here, So if we, really think about which systems we're working with. So let's straighten our legs while I'm talking here. So straighten your legs, hold on to the calf, wiggle the feet around so you can feel that fascia, that connective tissue, the muscle, all uniting. All the neighbors, everybody's together. Everybody is on isolation, but they're working together. They're isolating the toes. They've got their homes, but they're connected with the neighbors of the bones in the feet, and they're connected to the neighbors of the ankles. Yeah. So this balancing of the nervous system right now is so important. And if we could use these simple little tools. If you guys figure out any more simple tools, let me know. But the breath and movement. So cross over, take the foot, take the leg, take your other hand back behind you, your left hand back behind you, and start this twist. So what I was speaking about, the systems of the body, if you think about with yoga, right now as we're moving, her physiological body, if we lift up with the kidneys, and we lift up and open her lungs, she is changing the position of her body to start to release any patterns that she has that from the tension that's going on in the world, right? Same with Catherine. So she's going to lift up through her kidneys, lift up through her lungs, and spread her back body, and things start to release. So that's the muscular structure, and then we also have the bone structure that we're moving, right? What's happening with digestion? So let's put this foot down and wrap your hand around your leg here. We'll continue on. So as we're turning, what's happening with our digestion? So a lot of people are saying, I mean, I've even heard people saying, oh my God, my mother is so sick from all this, she's throwing up. And it's like, oh my gosh, you know, let's let our digestive system get a little bit of breath and get a little bit of this calming as we turn. And how about the respiratory system? The lymphatic system, right? And the most important, the nervous system. So let's go back to our opposing turn. As we breathe in, we lift up through the spine. And as we breathe out, we look over our left shoulder, and the outer body goes left. But guess what happens? We're going to relax back into the present. The inner body goes back to the right. So you can all do that on your own for a moment here. Feel the spine lifting on an in-breath. So you have all of these vertebrae piling up on top of each other, and then they're turning, and you have nerves, and you have all this tissue that connects all of these vertebrae, and you're flooding them with life force, with prana, with blood flow. And as the inner body goes right, the outer body goes left, and there's a ringing out, and there's a message going to the nervous system that we're centering. We're not trying to be in the future and force everything to the left into the future. We're not hanging back to the right, going, oh my God, my past was so much better than my future's going to be. No, none of those are going to work right now. We're not going to heal the future by the past. It's obvious. And we're not going to figure out, what's going to happen by lunging ourselves into the future either, because we don't know what's happening. So this centered place is like it centers us and it brings us up. We need to drop all the outer stuff and come back into our center, because that's the vertical connection that we need. This horizontal one is getting us in trouble. But go up and just connect in, whether it's prayer or whether it's just doing these poses and trusting the breath and trusting the movement of all this energy that we get bogged up in. And then on the next out breath, you're going to come back to the center. So the inner body takes us back to the center. And let's turn ourselves around. And this is a request from Catherine. So we're going to lay on our backs. If you have a strap, take a strap. If you don't, you can use back down here. If you don't, you can use a scarf, or you can use your arm. Your hand. It's just as easily. So if you have a strap, you can use a strap. So we're going to lie on our back, and I'll demonstrate with you here. So we're going to lie down. So if you want to watch for a moment before you lie down, if it's hard to see, just watch for a moment. So this is a sequence we'll do. We'll start with the right leg up, and either take the strap around your foot. Oh, I'm thinking of our Peruvian family and sisters and brothers there right now. Everybody's connected because nobody's doing all their stuff they do every day. Everybody's thinking about the world, and so these straps are from Peru. Okay, so here, or if you want to hold your leg like this, that's fine too. So we'll give ourselves 5 breaths here, and then the next movement will be out to the side. So I like to use my hand as a little shelf, kind of, to hold my leg. If you have a yoga block, of course you can use it, but use your hand like a little shelf so that you're not coming up with your left hip and kind of defeating the purpose. So if we want to open all the tension in our pelvis, let's just do like an honest opening. Keep yourself grounded. Remember all those beautiful, we got diamonds in the earth too, and topaz and rubies. And so ground down into the earth. Feel all that beauty that's there. And then let your leg go as far as it goes. You could maybe use the strap in this hand to support. And if your leg comes down easily, great. And if it doesn't, great. Doesn't matter. So here, and then you can take your left hand out to the side and then look to your left like this. So you're spreading your back ribs, your lungs, your liver. Liver's under the right ribs, spleen's under the left. Kidneys are on either side of the spine, protected by the ribs. All that stuff can start to settle down into the earth and relax as you're doing this. And then the next pose comes across. Move your hips to the right a little bit so that you come across evenly, and let your leg go as far as it goes. You don't have to go out of balance, but you can just play with the balance. So let's go ahead and start here. So right leg straight up. Everybody there? So let's breathe 5 times here. So you're breathing in through your nose. Ribs move, lungs move, diaphragm moves, everything opens up, and then you breathe out the compost. Woo, compost down into the earth. Everything goes that doesn't need to be there. So 5 times, just on your own. And visualize letting go when you breathe out, and visualize rejuvenating when you breathe in. And don't forget the inner stuff. And then 5 breaths with your leg out to the side. Hold a little shelf there. You can bring the opposite arm out to the side and look good. Then you turn your neck, and then you give a little bit more of a massage to the nerve plexus in the neck. Yeah. So the 5 breaths, relaxing more each time. So the core of the body is just letting go. And then shift your hips, and then 5 breaths crossing over. So now the right arm comes out, and you can look to the right and cross the leg over as far as it goes. You can play with bringing it down more, just depending on how your body feels. But spread your right lung onto the earth. So if the foot's coming to the left, spread your right lung, spread your right ribs all the way into your open hands. So remember the center of the palms of your hands, and the center of the soles of your feet, and the center of your heart. We're just working in this part here. Let's get our heads out of this all. Too much thinking. So move through the heart space with the breath. The lungs and the heart are here. We can send the messages to tell the brain what to do. It doesn't have to take over. Okay, and then we can come back to center. And just one time, bring your head towards your leg. And then let that leg come down and release the leg onto the earth. That one's cooked. That one's done. Let it go. You'll probably be able to feel a little bit more opening in that joint. Yeah. Okay. So let's take the left leg. And let's press out through both feet, opening both feet away from us. So the soles of our feet are like the center of the tree that connects the energy, that takes the energy from the earth all the way up into the tree. The center, this part right here. This part of the reflexology of the foot is also your inner organs. It's all the workings of all the inner organs. And the center of the hand, has a direct connection into the heart. Yeah, so here we are breathing. A couple more breaths here. And really let the back body go. Back ribs, back of lungs. The kidneys, oh my God, the poor kidneys, they get so much, the adrenal glands are sitting there on top of them going, oh my God, what are we doing? So breathe into the space just underneath your rib cage here. That's where your kidneys are, kind of close into the spine, like this. So breathe into them, and when you breathe out, let them melt. Let's do some melting away. Let the compost just go back into the earth. And then let the leg come out to the side. Yeah. And try to keep the opposite hip down. Yeah. So try not to let your leg come down so much that you lose the integrity of the opening. There you go. And then bring the right arm out to the side, and gently with a long neck, turn to look to the right. Yeah. So instead of looking to the right with your head this way, or looking to the right with your head too far back, See if you can keep that natural arch in your neck spine and be respectful of all these little nerve guys here as we turn, and see if you can let that release. Okay, so now let's pick up that leg and bring it across your body, but move your hips a little bit to your left. So you got to pick up your hips a little bit and move them so that when your leg crosses across, your spine remains in alignment. Yeah, I can come up here and see a little bit now. Look at everybody. Hi. Yeah, so as the leg crosses across your body, you can feel, who's doggy? Look at the doggy. Is that Molly? No, I mean not Molly. Oops.
Tipsy.
Tipsy. Hi, Tipsy. My sister's doggy. Yeah, so as you cross over, breathe, 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 breathe. And let the spine lengthen and turn. That's a good idea. Also, I should drink some water. My friend Zoetica company. Okay. And then bringing that leg back up. And then bring your leg one time towards your head and lift your head up towards the leg. So it's a nice arching up. And then slowly let that leg go. Oh, yay. Okay. So now what we're going to do is a little bit of a restorative ending here. I don't know what you have in hand, but this is a yoga blanket that can be folded like this. So anything you have that's like that, and if you don't, it's okay, you can just lay flat. But if you have a blanket or a towel or anything close, even another yoga mat you could use. But we'd like to have something that goes, you'd have to have actually 2 yoga mats, but I'll show you, and you could do it later if you want to try it when you have the right apparatus. Okay, so I want you to sit on the end of the blanket, right? And then have something for under your knees. So you can have a bed pillow or 2 bed pillows, something that'll just relax. When the knees are bent, the lower back will relax. Sometimes when people lay with their legs straight and they have issues with their lower back, it starts to bother it. Yeah. Okay, so you lay with your sacrum. Remember our little sacrum here that we were wiggling around? Let's let it relax. And then each of the vertebrae, all the way up to the back of your head. Yeah? So the special thing that can happen here is what we were trying to do by turning our palms up and readjusting our arms into our sockets in a more open way so that we could actually lift and open through our rib cage and our lungs. We can do this lying down. That's what my mom used to always say. What yoga poses can I do where I don't have to do anything? So this is dedicated to Mom. So I'm going to show you here with Forrest. If I tuck his scapulas down his back, right, then he can open his palms up. So if you guys can do that, if you can figure a way to press down with the back of your head and lift up your scapulas and tuck them under, tuck your scapulas under and then turn up your palms and your lower arm and your upper arm. Sorry, Erin, I'm moving all over. So that you can feel this actual, when the upper arm rolls up, that connects into your pectoralis muscles, it connects into your intercostal muscles. It does a lot with the trapezius in the back of your neck and your scalenes in the front. It actually, all of these neighbors are all connecting with each other and working together. So maybe our yoga practice, being able to pay attention is like being able to pay attention to what's happening on the planet right now too. Take a little bit more time and regroup the community in our body. Who can work better together by not giving one part of the body more work than another part of the body, because somebody's always going to be working harder than someone else. So we're leveling the playing ground in our yoga practice now with our muscles and our fascia and our tissues and our nerves, and adding the breath, which is the catalyst for the saturation of the prana. Prana in Sanskrit means the littlest thing, the smallest thing, the most intimate, tiny little beautiful essence of what we can gain from this practice. And prana is what infuses all of us with life. It's the word, it's the Sanskrit word for that infusion. You want to call it grace, Yeah. So feel your spine as it sits along this nice supportive blanket. So the whole length of the spine, from the sacrum to the back of your head, is supported, and everything on either side can just fall away. Everything on the right side of the bolster can sink to the right. So your liver can just let go and drape itself to the right. The rib cage on the right can relax. The left side of the body, the spleen, can just release itself and relax all the way out through your left arm. And as we breathe in and out quietly, using the breath in two sides of your nose and into the two lungs. So, balancing these two sides is important. It really is. Because it does balance the sides of the nervous system too. So as we're breathing and we're balancing, we're going to go back to the organs for a moment. And as we breathe in and out and we give a little bit more relaxation to the lower back, and we give a little bit more relaxation with the knees over the bolsters, and we give a little bit more relaxation to each foot through the bones in the legs, coming back up into the pelvis, lower legs, knees, upper legs, pelvis, all the length of the spine, all of the ribs, the length of the spine all the way through the rib cage and into the base of the skull. The whole skull, all of the bones in the skull letting go, all of the bones in the arms and all the way down, upper arm, lower arm, hands, fingers. So as the bones settle, the muscles soften away from the bones. So the bones are supported by this beautiful earth with all of the mycelium, all the soil, all the granite and rock and beauty in it. This incredible earth that holds us, that holds the water. The earth holds all the water element. So our bones and muscles hold all the water element in our body too. And they also hold the organs. And in those organs, there's emotions. There's emotional connection. So let's breathe into our liver on the right side under our ribs. And then soften and let go of any tension in the liver, because the liver is the seat of anger. So let's just let it transform into curiosity. Curiosity. Let's go to the spleen on the left side. And the spleen is a seat of kind of melancholy, of, kind of like what's going on, hopelessness maybe. So let's let the hopelessness move out of the spleen area and let's fill it with hope. Let's just fill that whole area with hope. Pretending in the body, the mind doesn't know any different. And if we just pretend, it's going to think that, it's like we're pretending anyway when we're in so much anxiety. We really are. It's just what we're doing. So if we can pretend that everything is okay, then, let's see what happens. So let go of any tension in the spleen area underneath inside of your rib cage on the left side. Breathing in and breathing out. And then the kidneys. So imagine protected by your ribs on either side of your spine, in the back of your body or through your body there's the kidneys. And these poor guys, that's the seat of fear. So let's breathe in deeply into the kidneys. And let's take a big breath out with all of us together. Let's let out all of that fear compost. We need that compost for the newness, for what we're creating. So another breath in. Breathe in into the kidneys. And then, ah, let it compost all that fear into the earth so it can be regenerated into, rejuiced, restored, into what we need. We won't have it available if we're all stressed out. So breathe in again into the kidneys. Ah, yes. Yay. So we only have a few more minutes left here, and so let's take our hands and put our hands over our hearts. And let's breathe there into our heart space and let our little heart muscle with all these nerves that run through it calm. Because our heart, I think, is the part that makes me cry when I start to talk about it now, actually. But it's the part that's working the hardest. Because we love this earth and we love each other, and, you know, life is going to be good again. It's going to be fine. And because, you know what? Because of the love. Because of the love. Just think of all the kids that get to be home now with their parents, that don't get to be home with their parents all day. And even though some people are a lot, not to dismiss the suffering, but you know what? Let's spread the love. Let's just look at that. So breathe in and out the love in our hearts, and send that love that we have into the places where it's needed. You know, the people that are sick and the people that are on the front lines helping, and all of us that have I feel like I have the luxury, but also the work to be able to be here and to be able to be in nature and have the birdies around in the ocean so that I can really pray, and I'm doing that. I'm taking that time. So let's do that. Breathe again into our heart. And then breathe out. Let your heart relax. Relax this little heart, and know that there's angels, there's higher guidance, we don't have to do it all ourselves. We're being divinely guided, and let's all trust and have patience and forgiveness and compassion and gratitude, and use our own intuitions to, hone in our intuition. Go moment by moment. What do I need? What does my heart want me to do right now? Make some food. My heart wants me to sleep. I need to rest. Clean out more drawers in the bathroom. Throw away the old nail polish. I don't know. Clean out the shed until it's like enough, and then go take a nap. Feed the kids lunch and have a nap with them. Sit as a family and try to figure out how to make it work without the anger and the hopelessness and the fear taking over us. I just pray for that, and I know that it's not always possible, that we just love ourselves for wherever we are, because it can't be always the way we want it to be, and that's just the way it is. It's part of it all. Birth is not pretty. Birth is pretty weird. It's pretty painful. So I think this new, the pain, through the pain comes the gain, and the beauty, and the newness, and the new life, and the birth of the whatever it is we're going to see birthed here. So as our mother that birthed us, the earth, and all of our ancestors that came through our lineages, this Mother Earth is getting, our mom is tired, this Mother Earth is tired, and she's getting a huge rest right now. So, let's just settle with that as we leave each other right now, that we can rest in this beautiful fresh air, and the oceans are cleaner, and just in this moment, because this is all we have, right now, is this love in this moment of right now. So just going back to our breath together with our hands on our hearts. I love you guys. I'm so blessed to have friends like we have. Family, Ohana, and Mother Earth, Father Sky, in this crazy universe that we're spinning in. Everybody breathe in. Another one, breathe in. Right here between our eyebrows. One more between our eyebrows. We'll activate the pineal gland, which connects us with the possibilities, with the infinite possibilities. One more time, breathe in.
Ooh.